Welcome back, everyone, to Chapter 2 of Sanity Lost. I'm Payne, your keeper, and my brain couldn't think of what I wanted to say next. So, hello, peoples.
We are off to a really great start.
Yeah.
I just clapped so hard that I hit my wedding ring and it shocked a nerve in my finger. So that's how
Wow.
I'm doing.
Roll Sanity. Oh, man. So, as normal, when we go and introduce ourselves and all that, well, it feels some of us can't introduce their character yet because it hasn't been introduced to
Ooh.
everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone knows their name. So, careful, guys. It's spoiled for Chapter 1, but if you listen to Chapter 2, stop being a dummy and go listen to Chapter 1. That's
Yeah, don't
right,
do that.
you.
Don't do that.
Tyler.
Wow,
We're
getting
watching
call-outs
you,
now.
Tyler.
Yeah.
Such a Tyler.
We know what you do when no one knows what you're doing.
Oh, gosh.
Think you could put those wrong tax forms in your Taxpedia? I forgot. TurboTax? There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, my gosh. This got way too adult way too fast.
That's right. It's not the cool adult that a bunch of people look at. This is the real adult.
Can you
This
tell
is
what
not
time
your
of year it
fantasy.
is by the fact that Dave is talking about taxes?
Oh, I did my taxes and I hated it.
Aggressively
Yeah, I've
talking
not
about
done ours.
taxes. Not just
Yeah.
talking about them, but aggressively talking about them.
Fine, I'll aggressively talk about something else. I have Netflix now.
What?
I got a
Oh,
coupon.
what?
Someone gave me a coupon for like 6 months. So it's like I got
This is a big deal.
You should watch
Yeah,
Blacklist while you're at it.
Yeah,
is
or
Blacklist?
Stranger Things.
no.
You have so
Stranger
many things to catch up on.
I started watching one show mainly because every preview I saw and I'm like, this is adorable. I want to watch it, and then I saw that each episode's only like
Adorable.
15 minutes or less. It's called, hold on, but now I gotta open up Netflix. Where is it? There it
Love,
is.
Death and Robots.
That isn't on the list, but I heard good things about it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, you should watch that.
Where'd it go? Old Enough?
I've not heard of
I've watched
that
a couple
one.
episodes of that,
Okay.
yes.
So, Old Enough is pretty much, it's a Japanese show where they go back in like the early 90s, and the whole thing is like the parents tell their kids, hey, here's some money, get these things from the store, and then I want you to go get these things. And it's this crew filming the kids going and doing this errand, and it's like the
Okay.
first time they go and do that.
For clarity,
interesting. Okay.
at least the ones I've watched, they're in the maybe 4-year-old at the highest range.
Yeah.
Is the age
Yeah,
range.
they're
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Jeez.
I only watched the first 2 episodes. And like it's literally like the first episode is going right around the corner to get like, and so it's really adorable watching these kids have to go do this thing, because like I think in the first episode the kid like goes and like the mom's like stressing out because she's like, this is the first time my kid's gone and done that, and like he's like, he comes back and she's like, he doesn't have anything. Why is he coming back? And so she calls down from her apartment. She's like, what are you doing? He's like, what did you want me to get? And like, this. Oh, okay. And like without like confirming, just runs away.
Aw.
But like it's like, as I said, adorable show. And then it like goes to the modern day, and it's like the person's now 22 years old and works in in a mechanic shop, and then it's like you learn what happened over these past years, and it's just like, okay. And then like, I don't know, the first 2 episodes, it's pretty neat seeing where they were.
Right.
But like the first episode very much was like, no, they put a little bit of that like, ooh.
Yeah.
that was a little bit heartfelt. Like a little bit at the beginning. So
Yeah.
no, that's all that I watched. Let's see, what else do I have on here, and then you guys can
should,
tell me what you're watching on
you
Netflix.
should watch Castlevania, the
that's not on
anime.
here.
That one was real good.
I haven't watched that one
Yeah.
yet.
Let's see, I'm looking at my list. Mainly a lot of these are just things that I heard about on the internet, and I was like, okay. For example, the first one on my list is Physical 100. I don't know if you guys heard about that.
I have watched.
Was that?
I have
Is it
semi-watched
game
a lot of
show?
those. It's kind
a
of
Korean.
a.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it's sort of like this top physical bodybuilders and various athletes, and they get these various challenges that they are supposed to complete, and whoever finishes at the very top gets a equivalent of about 350 grand US dollars as a prize. I'm not a fan of their editing on it because it's very drawn out, and it's interesting in concept, but it's incredibly drawn out and slow in the way they play it.
Yeah.
But the
There's
challenge
already
is kind of cool.
Yeah. There's already like some drama because apparently it ended, and now I'm like, I saw like the spoiler for the final episode. I'm like, do I really want to watch it now? And I'm like, no. So, but like, there's a little bit of.
I don't ever look for spoilers or anything, and
I wasn't attempting to look for it either, but it just showed up, and I'm like,
John, was that so okay, sorry, restart. Those two shows that we watched a long time ago, the food history 101, that one where the guys like get people to send them really old food and then they eat it.
Yeah.
And then the Nicolas Cage, the swear word.
Right.
Were those Netflix?
I believe the Nicolas Cage one was. I
That one
don't
was
know
so fun.
if the food history one was or not.
Is that the Nicolas Cage one where he pretty much plays himself and everyone's memeing that now too?
No, that was a movie.
This
is
like
basically like it's a historical show on like
the
common
history
swear
of swear words
and like where they came from and how they kind of developed into a being a curse word. And it's just hosted by Nick Cage, being weird Nick Cage.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
It pops up and I'm like, maybe I'll watch that again because I want there to be more
I
episodes.
learn how to curse.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I think the only other thing, and then I'll open up to you guys, like what you guys are watching on Netflix, is that there was this comic I was reading that got made into a live action show called Sweet Home. It's another Korean one.
I was watching that. It wasn't too bad. I actually liked better Alice in Borderlands.
Yeah, that's the second time someone has mentioned that show to me.
Yeah,
So.
It's basically kind of sort of like Hunger Games-ish, but in Japanese, but with like a weird, like some different twist to it. I actually have to go back and finish it. I started watching it with Elizabeth and she couldn't do it, and so I haven't finished it because it gets a little depressing. But that one was good. I actually like that one a little better than Sweet Home. Sweet Home was okay, but a little too slow in my opinion.
I read the comic Sweet Home and I wasn't able to finish it. But it's so like that's kind of the reason I'm like I want to give this a go.
Yeah.
But the thing is like I remember reading this and then the character is this who this is? Hold on, I want to search this name, please, to see if this is who I think it is. Anyway, but pretty much the character who is, I think she is a firefighter in the thing, and like there's like a whole scene of her like pretty much doing pull-ups and all this stuff, and like everyone's like, oh my goodness, her back muscles are like just super that's not how back should look like. I think that's what it was. But the funny thing is like everyone's freaking about this character, how cool she is, and I'm like, wait a second, I remember looking, it's like character's not even in the actual comic. Like they just threw her in there, and I'm like,
bonus character.
But
it's bonus content.
But I'm like, yeah. But apparently she's if it's who I think it is, it's not. Let's see. I'm gonna look this up while Nite. Go ahead, tell me about Arcane.
that is one that you should watch. Arcane is very
Totally.
good. Season 2 should be
very-
coming sometime.
Shoot.
But I would other ones that I would say that you should also watch is Sweet Tooth was very
Sweet
enjoyable.
Tooth is good.
I'm very much looking forward to season 2. They haven't announced a date on it, but they finished recording. And lately, a lot of times, after going through all the YouTube and everything, I'll look at Netflix and just see recommendations, and will pop up. And one that I decided to check out was Blacklist, and I'm finding it incredibly enjoyable.
I got stuck. I don't remember why I stopped watching, but John put me onto Blacklist a few years ago, and I think I made it through like maybe the first season and a half or so.
I'm mid-season 2 right now, and
Okay,
I'm
so that's
just
probably
enjoying it
about
a
where
lot.
I stopped. Yeah, it was a very fun show. Yeah.
Just all of
Yeah.
the ties back and forth, and, well, without spoiling too much, just the characters are quite interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed that. I should go back and watch that.
So those
Did John have a spill?
those would be the two biggest ones I'd mention. Let's see what else is on my Netflix list here.
I can add one, Dave, since you're all about the horror stuff. Have you heard of The Haunting of Bly Manor?
Nope.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. I ended up missing the middle. I watched the beginning, and then John went on and watched it without me, and then I caught the end, and so I missed the whole middle section, but it was good.
There's on that same genre. There's the Haunting of Hill House or House Hill or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the order of those those words is.
Yeah, and that was the first one, right? Wasn't that the first series? And then
Don't recall
Yes.
off the top.
Yeah,
and then
Haunting
The Haunting of Bly Manor came second, I
was
think.
second. Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one or the first. I never actually watched the second one, but the first one was actually pretty good.
You can
Horror
watch
TV show.
Dave, you can watch Archive 81 now.
Yeah,
That's
that's
on Netflix.
something I want to try to get in there.
I'm so sad that they canceled that.
I mean, that is the Netflix way.
I know, but I was so enjoying that.
I don't know.
Yeah, to your question of what I'm watching currently on Netflix, I was like looking through my shows, and I am not really watching anything on Netflix right now. I'm all about HBO and Amazon Prime at the moment. So I
Yep.
can't specifically speak to Netflix, but I put my stamp on all the ones named.
On the Amazon Prime side, there's Clarkson's Farm is amusing if you ever watch Top Gear. I actually saw
Season 2 is out!
It is. I actually saw a Diddley Squat
so
Farms shirt in the wild at Epcot a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh,
That's so cool.
I know that
I
show.
love that show so much. I just saw last night that the second season is out, and I am so excited.
Oh,
so
it's
excited.
good. It's good. I already watched the second season. It's so good.
Yes, so
But
excited.
I feel like that show, it requires at least a little bit of knowing who Clarkson is before kind of diving into it to really
Sure.
understand it. But
Yeah.
if you ever watch the original Top Gear, not the Top Gear US or the new Top Gear UK, then you kind of get a feel for the character of Clarkson, and it just his approach to farming it's a doozy.
Yep. Yep, it is.
But you know what? I think it's time that we learn about some other characters.
Now that we are 15 minutes in.
Yes, I looked at the time and I'm like, you know what? If you're watching the video, the names are underneath, and if you guys watch the whole chapter 1, you guys know who we are. I'm done introducing ourselves. We moved past that.
As we turn this into a different podcast.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So.
The Give Dave Netflix Recommendations podcast.
Yeah, I won't. I may watch like 2.
Hi, I'm Cora.
Hi, Cora.
Hi, everybody.
Yep. Elizabeth's Cora, and John is redacted until we get to introduce his character. So, yeah. This started chapter 2. If you guys didn't listen to chapter 1, why are you here? Well,
Go back.
thank you for being here, but This will make a lot more sense. I said, I think almost the same exact words in like the second or third episode of chapter 1, where I was like, why are you guys here? Go back and listen to the beginning of chapter 1. It's only 3 episodes. Now it's 22. That's on you. Go back and listen to them all. They're only an hour. You can just,
And really, they're only like 45 minutes because we do this for 15. So just skip the first 15.
Except for one episode when it was really late, and then John and Elizabeth just like talked. Oh, I'm still debating if that was actually in character or them just talking with each other. So, because I'm sitting there, I'm listening, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Elizabeth just goes up to John and is like, babe, you have to eat. And he's like, no, I don't want to. I want to play my video games. And that's pretty much what that whole conversation between Cora and Percy was. Is like, Percy, you have to eat. Like, take the stuff. No, I don't want to. I want to go back into the forest. I'll admit, in the last episode, we did talk about things that was, like, frustrating. It wasn't something that frustrated me, but it was something I legitimately did think about was, you mean the whole town of Centralia just threw Percy out to the wild and no one brought him in? It's like, no wonder he's stole and hated from everybody. It's
That's
just
true.
Like, it's not even like a giant city. It's like
it's like 1,300 people.
He was a child of the mines. He yearned for the mines.
Yeah.
I always kind of just played that, kind of thought of that as like the town tried, but Percy refused and just wouldn't accept anybody.
Blamed it on him.
Nah, I like to imagine it's like a Simpson situation where they just forgot he existed until he stole something. Incompetent humans.
That's so sad.
Yeah, well, now we don't have to worry about him anymore.
At least for now. Maybe we'll come across them later.
I still have to worry about most of these dumb characters. But anyway, let's start. Here, I found some music. Yay. It's gonna take a little bit to get in there, and it potentially loops. We'll see. Probably not. But anyway, let's set the scene. The last thing that that the town of Centralia remembers is back in 1934, the town was flooded with a whole bunch of refugees from neighboring cities and towns, families, or single people to just elderly to young. All these people that have been missing from anywhere between a couple months to maybe at most a year or two, all of a sudden we're back home. Well, in Centralia. As time continued and moved on, within the next couple weeks of November, by Thanksgiving, everyone was able to either be returned back to wherever they were with family, friends, or unfortunately, due to just the mental jarring, as the town would have heard, that had to go into psychological care and wards, and just due to the time being spent under Uncle Buster's cronies. However, time keeps going. We kind of move forward in time a little bit, where we're sitting there, and I'm gonna say maybe it's a year or two later, and we see Caleb there, and pretty much it's in September. Like, a couple of years has gone by, and let's see, Sarah, now I forgot how old she was when you guys first found her. Do you remember that? You had the math written down.
Let's see, 34, she would have been 5.
So she's 7 now. In this segment of time. So Yeah, so she, at this point, it's been a couple years, she is integrated into the family. Caleb, you have learned, like, with kind of the help of Sheriff Hudson, contacting other people, that her last name is Woods. Sarah Woods. You guys know what happened to her mom, but her dad also passed away, and then a couple years before that, due to some health issues, both her grandparents have passed away. And if there was any other connection to that family, it is uncertain, to almost just poor record keeping, if there's anybody else close to kin. And as time went on and the search kept going, Sarah becomes part of Caleb's life. And I'm gonna say, yeah, it's September, and you guys, maybe you're sitting here at breakfast, and Caleb, Sarah looks up to you and she's like, now I'm trying to think of what she would call you.
What?
Caleb, I don't.
So-
I guess Mr. Winters or something like that. Or,
Well, so I guess kind of to that nature, the way that I've pictured that progression also is that Kayla, she kind of attached herself to Caleb because Caleb was there and rescued her from the woods and kept her, saved her from the clowns after she got kidnapped again, and so she's kind of attached herself to Caleb and become part of the family as a result. I don't know what she'd necessarily call him at that point, because
it's been a couple of years, so maybe she could have called you Caleb.
might at that particular point. And
So, like, or maybe, I'm trying to think, is how people normally tell younger kids. I don't know if Uncle Caleb would fit better. Like how some people call family friends, like uncle and aunt. So maybe that's, even though she knows you're not related, maybe that's what we'll say. She'll be like, Uncle Caleb, I don't want to go to school.
well, I mean, you still have to go to school. Why
But
don't
my tummy hurts.
What's going on at school? Why don't you want to go?
Well, I don't know. It's boring and it's not fair. Timmy gets to stay home. He has to stay in the general store, and I have to go sit with all these. I don't even know any of them.
I highly doubt that Timmy is just staying at the general store.
He told me.
Yeah.
He says all he does is sit home and eat apples when his mom isn't looking.
I think somebody's telling you tales.
No, Timmy would not lie to me.
I think somebody's telling you
If
tales.
I go to school, Timmy should go too.
Timmy goes to school, I'm sure of it. So what's happening at
Did you go to school?
Yes, and what's happening at school that you don't want to go today? Is it that
Check
test that
out
you that you didn't study for?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, you gotta go to school.
But when I go there, some of the kids say that, like, we're not family, and they're really mean, and I want to punch them in the nose.
Well, you can't take out your anger that way.
That's what Aunt Cora told me to do. She told me to defend myself, and I'm defending myself.
Oh. with Elizabeth laughing. This is not helping me either.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect. It's just, I just like that Sarah's now blaming everything on Cora and Timmy, using them as an excuse. You can't use violence, but you can talk to them, but you're still going to go to school.
Can we get ice cream then afterwards? I don't know if ice cream existed.
Yes, ice cream exists.
Yes.
Ice cream exists.
No one shared the list of technology of the 40s with me.
Well, I didn't actually find it, but ice cream exists.
We'll see. But you're going to school regardless.
I'm gonna show her my own knuckle duster.
You're definitely not getting ice cream if you get in trouble for fighting.
What if it was self-defense?
Taunting them into making it self-defense does not count.
Okay, I'll try to be nicer to whatever that child's name is.
And I'll check in on Timmy. I'm sure he's going to school too, and you can be there with
Telling you
him.
he's eating all the apples.
Maybe Cora will send an
It'll
apple
look
with
like a
him
big
to
old
school.
I don't think Timmy's going. Like, this is out of character. I think Timmy's still too young to go to school.
I think it depends. He's 4, so I don't know if preschool exists.
They might.
No, preschool. I don't think preschool. We'll figure it out.
I for some reason I have the new age in mind, not the 7 age. But
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This is
New age.
this is still a flashback. Like,
Yeah.
well, I'll make it clear here. Timmy is not going to school. This is like first grade, like whatever it was in the 40s.
Timmy
Like,
will be going to school when he's
I was gonna say
old
we can
enough.
redact it. Yeah.
he has to do everything. Fine, I'll be nice, and I'll study better.
We'll go see Timmy after school, and you can play, and maybe he'll have an apple for you.
Okay. And like as that scene goes on, like we kind of like see them walking, Caleb walking Sarah to school, just happy walking there, and Caleb, you get to school and you drop her off. I forgot to look something else. Sorry. As oh wow, that's bright. There. Okay, that's not what I wanted. But anyway, so yeah, pretty much you see, Miss Kelly comes up and she's like, "Oh, hey, Caleb. Hey there, Sarah. Welcome to school. Here we go. And just like, if you come with me, come down this way." And she looks at you and it's like, "Caleb, how you doing? The mine's going well?"
Yeah, they're doing well up there.
Alright, well, you tell my husband not to work too long. Also, I think there's a certain teacher over there that wants to at least say hi to you.
A certain teacher?
You know. Come on, Sarah. Let's get you to class. And, like a kind of a mid-20, like, girl comes out and just, you recognize this person, Rose. I forgot her last name. Where'd it go? Hold on. I have it written down here somewhere. It is somewhere. Uh-oh. Well, I lost it. I'll find it later. But yeah, her name is Rose, and yeah, she's like kind of fair skinned and all that stuff. Has like blonde hair, and the reason this person sticks out to you is that you know this is the person your mom kind of invited over for Thanksgiving.
Oh, right.
She comes up.
The mystery girl from Thanksgiving that from chapter 1.
Yeah, that I totally forgot existed until I listened back to chapter 1. So, and she comes up and she's like, "Hey, Caleb. Did Rose tell you that she's threatening other students? Not like in a mean way, more like in a self-defense for you."
So Sarah's threatening other kids?
It's more like it's normal kid stuff. Like they tease, and then she kind of, well, tempers rise and all that. But just thought like nothing's really come out of it. I just thought it'd be good to let you know. But
yeah, well, yeah, it's been rough for her, but I think she's doing better overall. But yeah, it's definitely rough for her.
Hey, well, I just thought, I don't know if there's like, if you wanted to talk about it at any time, like you have my number, and yeah, we could figure something out.
You want to maybe come over for dinner sometime this week?
Sure. I'm sure, yes. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, we'll arrange it. And...
Okay. And like she kind of blushes and just like, well, I gotta go to class, and yeah, no, well, I'll call and we'll figure it out.
Sounds good.
And hey, and she like scuttles away and just like, you know what? Roll spot hidden for me.
Spot
real
hidden.
quick. Yes, my favorite stat, as I said before, I'm like, I want to do less of this, but this would make sense.
I feel like that is an amazing spot hidden roll of 1.
You know what we also didn't do? Roll luck, but we'll do that next episode.
1
That's not
under
really
43.
Okay, yeah. You see her like kind of quickly shuffle, and there's like a handful of like other teachers that are just like, yay, like quietly like cheering, just like, you did it. And she's like, oh, and then like kind of shuffle into the St. Ignace classroom. Yeah, we fade from that scene, and we come up to a different scene. Cora, you are in Mount Holly right now. Timmy is with your in-laws as you now go to train every, like, as you were contacted to. You're now training under a secret organization known as the Seekers. And you pretty much you are sitting there across from the person that is teaching you. And their name is, all you know them as is Kyle. They don't give you a last name. Kind of where he's kind of like, the thing that's really sticks out about him is that he's African American, and which around that time, like, there wasn't, I think there were like different there was like mingling of the, my brain can't think of the word I want to say, but like of the races, but it's just yeah, this it's just strange that he's able to do this. But anyway, he looks at you and he's telling you, like, as I kind of remember what I said here. Okay, yeah, he's like, and so he's like, so Cora, the thing you have to remember is that the Seekers, we are there to find and see who is the things that are missing. We have many in our group. We have people who even have different missions. But we must not know who each other are, not only for protection for me and you, but for them. Societies like ours are not well received in the public eye, especially with whispers of war across the Atlantic. So you must be careful, because the things that I'm teaching you and showing you could be misinterpreted and be dangerous for others, especially if they don't understand. So, shall we test your scry? And so I'll let you choose. What kind of scrying are you going to do?
Okay. So Cora is holding a little blanket. It's pretty well worn and a light blue color, and she reaches over and pulls it out of her bag, and she says to Kyle, I want to try and look in on my son, Timmy.
Okay. So, remember, as we said, breathe. Control your breathing in through the nose, out of your mouth, and feel the memory. And with focusing, you should be able to see who you're looking for. And so, I guess roll. Yeah,
I was going to say, to take a break from breathing.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay. All right. It's a 20 under 25.
Okay. I guess this is also important to say is that a few of the characters, due to their training, have gained some training in other things. So this is one. I don't think this is in the book, but I'm not very good at paying attention to what's in the book. So this is something.
Listen,
if people are like,
we do what we want.
go ahead. Yeah, when people are like, I don't see scrying in the book. Actually, there might be scrying in the book. I don't know. But it's like, that's not how it works. And it's like, I tell you, well, shut up. There's also magic points that I still don't fully understand. So it's just, we do what we're doing.
Doing what we want.
We're telling a cool story. Yeah, so you do that, and you focus, and then your breathing goes in and out, and then you open your eyes. But instead of seeing this kind of dark apartment room up in Mount Holly, excuse me, I think that's where I said where you were.
Yep.
You see the general store. You see your in-laws maybe, I don't even think we named them. Do they?
No,
have
we need
names?
to name them.
Yeah, so
we'll call them Bob and Carol.
Yeah, so you see Carol. She's in there with Timmy. Just you kind of, and it's kind of like you're looking through Timmy's eyes, and you at this point it's gonna be maybe a year after the memory we saw with Caleb. And so Timmy, let's see, if he was 2, he was 4, so he's 5 now. And so he's kind of running around the shop, and you can hear this weird kind of echoing, just Timmy, don't trip now. Okay, settle down. Oh, yep, okay. Okay, Mr. Parker, let me just bring you up real quick. And Timmy kind of darts around, and you kind of see him peeking out behind a display, and he's like, yep, Sarah will never know this, as he pulls an apple off the shelf and just starts eating it, and just no one will believe her, and no one will know my secret. And as he's just eats the apple, and then kind of throws it out an open window, and then comes back, and he's like, Grandma. And and then like from there, like you begin to like lose focus and then come back into the room, and Kyle's there just like, so what did you see?
I did it. I could see what Timmy saw. Not for long. It feels hard. It feels distant still.
It comes with practice. It's you are learning fast, and the fact that what you've only been learning scrying for at least a year and a half, some people can't even get the breathing down for 2 years. You are moving well and faster than expected. So take heart and don't worry, everything will work out, and it is a tricky art. So be encouraged, Cora.
Thanks. I want to be able to do my job. There's so much riding on it.
Yes, there's... With the responsibility we have, does become... Wow, that was not the word I wanted to say. But with power does... Wow, my brain can't imagine. I think someone is casting a spell on myself right here. In short, you'll know when to use the power. And you will know what steps that need to take. Because remember, you're now like a baby bird beginning to stretch her wings. Soon you will, with more training and stuff, the picture of what you can and can't do will become clearer. And as we work with our secret partners, the other parts of our group, that we become whole. But for now, focus on what you can do as a seeker.
Of course.
And from there we fade, and we see a completely new character as I bring up this thing right here, because this is what we did for this episode for John's new character. Is he rolled his stats and everything. We know what he is, but I believe what we didn't do, which I think really helps build the picture, which is we are going to roll the kind of like the inspiration things to get an idea of who this character is. And some people might be like, well, couldn't he just come up with an own? It's like, yeah, we could, and we do that a lot, but if we did that, Timmy wouldn't exist. And other things. So John, I hope you have a D10. Why don't you introduce your character, the basics, and then, let's see, we have 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4, 5. I think you already have his like traits and behavior kind of.
Yeah, I've got all my stat stuff. So basically, the things that I still need is like anything backstory kind of related at the moment.
So like we're gonna find out like ideology, significant people, and all that kind of right now to help us figure out more about who this character is, and. But there's some things like just what John has mentioned that we kind of know. So how about that? Why don't you introduce your character and give like a brief overview of where they are at, and then we'll go through and find out some of these other fun things.
All right. So my character is going to be Corporal Skip Thompson with the United States Army. He is a member of the Counterintelligence Corps, and he is an agent with them. And so our time period is during kind of in the early stages of World War II. And so his primary responsibility is investigating, resources that the military can leverage. And in this case, it's for production. So he is coming to Centralia to look over the mine and determine if it's something that the government wants, to aid them in building out their infrastructure and weapons and such. So that is his reason for being there, and the group that he is coming from.
And I just want to say, isn't Skip Thompson, from what we talked about this character, just the most amazing name for what we talked about? So John, I hope you have a D10.
I do have a D10.
Okay, so let's roll his ideology of belief. So roll that, and this is what we'll do. I don't know if you have this up as well. So I guess what we can do is we can roll it once, and if we don't think it really fits the character, we'll roll one more time, and then from there, it's if it still doesn't fit, I guess you can choose something. But I want to see if we can make some of these things fit. So go ahead.
All right, 1 second. I'm seeing if there is a way. I don't know that I can get back into the character manager, unfortunately.
You should be able to edit
says,
this if you go to backstory.
Yeah, I think I can add it in manually.
Yeah, I think that's.
It just doesn't give me the specific options that I might have.
And these, all these are kind of broad things.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I do have the book open
so
as well.
Yeah, I have it too as well. So, yeah, go ahead.
All right. So what am I rolling on here first?
You're gonna roll ideology and beliefs.
Ideology and beliefs.
Yep.
That is a 4.
Okay, a belief in fate, so karma, the class system, or superstition. Do you think that would fit Skip's view? Or has potential? I guess.
I think so. I think I could work with that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can. As you roll these, and you can kind of spend some time thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's what the one I want to know is significant people.
That is a 2.
A grandparent.
Ooh.
And the second half of this is why. Is the second roll for this.
Yeah, so the second half is why. So
all right, so I feel like that's actually a pretty easy one. So if we look at it and
you have to roll
this is
it.
even another table that we roll
we?
against.
Yeah. All right.
if it doesn't fit, we can
I definitely have an idea I could go with, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that is a 9.
A 9. You wish to prove yourself better than them. What was their flaw? Was that what you were thinking, or was
something
there...
along that? So basically, I was going to say, we can make it that he is from a long line of military people, and so his grandparent or his grandfather is somebody some heroic person in the military, and so he wants to match or surpass that. So that actually works perfectly with that role.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can figure out if it ever comes up,
Yep.
Maybe what your grandfather was good until one thing.
Right, the specific thing he did or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So next one is meaningful locations.
Right. That is a 9 again.
A 9. The place where you were happiest in life. The first thing that popped in my head, and you don't have to use this, was since his family is pretty much very in the military and growing up and all that, it's was academy, going through the academy the happiest place of his life.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be.
No, I know. Or I'm wondering if even So I gave him fairly high accounting skill, and like being that he's working in logistics, I wonder if even just kind of like sitting in front of books of numbers, going through them, without anybody bothering him, is kind of like his place where he gets centered.
All right.
So that might work.
Alrighty.
So basically like in an office.
All right. Let's see. We can roll traits because I think we have like his personality, but like I don't know, there might be something else. So we got 2 more to roll on.
All right.
Treasured possessions.
All right, that is a 2.
A 2. An essential item for your occupation. So.
Let's go with service revolver.
Okay. What's funny is that is the first example in number 9, a weapon, a service revolver.
It kind of still fits for the occupational item too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It
yeah,
works.
for sure.
I'm not gonna knock it. All right, and for treats.
All right, treats. That is a 10.
A 10. You're ambitious, which from what we were talking about, I think really fits. To achieve a goal, that's all we have to say.
Yep, nope, that fits perfectly. These have all rolled very exactly.
Okay. This right here. Please don't fall. Yeah, so there we go. We have a basic understanding who Skip is. But we have one more little segment of memory before we end this episode with everybody. And I do want to finish the segment with Skip, because he does have a little snippet. So, Percy, you are at Sheriff Hudson's. You're actually at her house right now. I imagine that Sarah is. You convinced Cora to watch Sarah for a little bit, and you're able to go and be with to be trained by Sheriff Hudson.
So this is Caleb, then.
That's what I said. Yeah.
You said Percy.
Percy.
I was very confused there for
like,
a minute. Like, wait a minute.
That would explain why, like, out of the corner of my eye, I saw people sit up.
Yes, wait, what?
I know. It's like
Percy's back?
we're just glossing over how I got away, and now.
Yeah, he
I'll
just
roll with
teleported. Sorry, I thought I said Caleb, but that was not a Freudian slip. I wasn't even thinking of Percy.
And now, if you saw the zoom, that's what you could see why everyone was very confused. Like, wait, what?
Yep. Got him. No. So Caleb, you were there. Same thing that we just said. Sarah is given it. You convince Cora to watch Sarah as you go and get trained by Sheriff Hudson, and what you pretty much are like. Actually, this is something I do need to know. Did you ever? What gun skill did you take?
It was would be pistol.
It was either
the handgun.
Yeah, you took handgun. Okay.
Yeah, and just to kind of attach to that, because I basically could choose from the various handguns. I took the 1911 as the revolver of choice, or handgun of choice.
Mm-hmm. So, Sheriff Hudson, pretty much, she's guiding you through this, and it's just like, remember, you're now a whisper. There are other people we work with, but like a whisper, we're not supposed to be heard by many. We pretty much get in, get out. We clean threats. We have people that find threats. But we are the ones that rid the world of them. So, we don't tell people what we do or what happens. But we do have a few things that can help. And she pretty much like waves her hand like in this motion as like, and this like kind of silver glow comes off her fingers as this kind of rune appears, and she puts it against you, Caleb, and she's like, and then walks to the other side of the room, just like, now, Caleb, come to me.
I cross the room to join the sheriff on the other side of the room.
That's what you think you're doing, but in fact, you blink and you're still there. You are stuck to the floor, and you're unable to move. She snaps her fingers, and like that rune disappears, and is like, we have skills to protect things and find people. Sorry, not find people, that's somebody else. we have certain skills to help make our job easier. In that room, you will learn. But first, you need to make sure you learn the rune hidden. Because you do not have a job within law enforcement where you can walk around with that weapon. You do not have military background, and it would cause suspicions, which is what we don't want. So, follow my lead as she holds out her own gun to like kind of demonstrate, and she shows you the rune sign for hidden, and yeah, roll craft rune and see.
Well, Caleb is off to a really good start with the runes with a 72 over 25. Apparently, need a lot more training here.
So maybe, yeah, like at this point, maybe this is like one of the you learned like all the other things, and it's like, don't get impatient. Runes are difficult and tricky. It took me almost a year to learn one. I believe with enough practice you can get there, but just remember, focus on your fingers and pull, what did my teacher call it? Energy towards it. I'm not much of a teacher, so I'm pretty sure if we weren't doing kind of this style training, you'd be able to get a better teacher, but as we know, Centralia seems to be a weird spot. And so, take your time, remember who you're trying to protect, and focus. As like you guys sit there and go over the spell again, and like the rune over and over and over until finally, like after like an hour, you are able to like finally make the gun fade a little. And she's like, baby steps, Caleb. Practice this, and same time next week.
Alright, sounds good. What gotta do? I'll keep practicing.
for now, let's keep your gun here. Not to cause suspicion.
As long as you
And
keep it
she,
safe.
Yeah, and like, yeah, she's like, mm-hmm. And like, the safe that she has, like an actual safe. She's like, right in here, it's got a different style rune on it, but if anyone even tampers with it, I'll know. Don't worry.
Is it bound to me at this particular point?
Your gun? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because that's
happened.
something I would wonder is if it would I learn the runes before the weapon is bound to me?
Nah, the binding is
what enables the
That's why
runes?
it's a little bit later now. It's like you learn how to bind, which is how you're able to kind of do the runes. So, yeah. There's for anyone that's wondering, it's another stupid thing that I made up. So, but yes, it was something that may potentially come out. Or we'll explain it when things happen. But yeah, no, you are bound to this weapon right now, and it to you.
That's part of why I wondered how much caution does Caleb need to take with it at that particular point in time? Because if it isn't fully bound, then it's not as critical at that particular stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's why it is protected. Like, yeah. Hudson wouldn't put you in like a terrible situation.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Alright. So let's from there we'll fade out and we'll come back up to Cora with now what seems like to be a common theme for some of these memories is you are walking a very grumpy Timmy to St. Ignace to go to school. And it's his, like, first day. And he's like, I don't want to go. Sarah told me it's boring here.
I know, buddy. You know, I think sometimes she doesn't mean to, but I think sometimes Sarah, she just doesn't feel like she fits, right? And so it's hard to be there.
What are you talking about? She's right. I see her.
You know how when you're around me, Grandma and Grandpa, Uncle Caleb, how it just feels good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
you're going to make friends at school, and you're going to feel good around them. And I think Sarah wants that. But I think sometimes it's hard for her to find her people that she can feel good around. So maybe you actually get to make school feel better for Sarah, because she feels good around you.
I guess.
Do you bring her that apple?
Yes.
Timmy,
Yes.
what did you do with it?
Yes.
Listen, you have to give her yours if you hid hers.
I may have not have hid them.
No,
Okay, I ate them both.
Timmy.
They're so good.
Yeah, they are pretty good. Well, then you need to give Sarah a great big hug, because she probably needs it today. And let's be honest, you might need it too. I know this is kind of scary, but all your friends are going to be there, and Sarah's going to be there, and Miss Kelly's there, and we'll probably see Uncle Caleb. It's not too bad, and it's only a few hours, and then you get to come back to the store, and we can play hide and seek, and we can, play tic-tac-toe with your throwing knives, and you can help me in the garden. not too long.
Mom, was I not supposed to bring the knives to school?
Nope. No. Here. Why don't you let me hold those? Those are just at home. That's an at-home game.
Oh, okay.
Thanks
And
for
like
telling
he
me.
kind of rifles in his bag and like pulls out this. I'm being a little delinquent.
That's just this 6-year-old dude playing tic-tac-toe with throwing knives. It's fantastic.
He's gonna become Gambit. He's gonna start talking like, yeah, Chitty. And so, like, he's sitting there, and he like hands her the knives, and he's like, "Hey, Mom,
Yeah.
who's that?" And points over, like, you guys are kind of. There's like there's a man walking with a daughter, who, like, she looks nervous. Like, this is, you don't have to roll for this. It's very obvious. Walking kind of down it's very clear, like, the path that you guys are walking down is to St. Ignace, and like eventually, like, they're kind of coming down like an adjoining road to where they meet, and Timmy's just like, "Hey, who are you?"
Timmy,
"What?"
be polite.
"Okay, who are you, please?"
Hi. Sorry for my son. This is Timmy. I'm Cora.
"Oh, hey, I'm not sure if that's what I want his voice to be." He's like, "Hey, I am, my name's Ashley. And this here, as soon as my phone turns back on, I'll remember my daughter's name." Boom, Jillian. We just moved here from Pittsburgh, and, yeah, first day to school.
Welcome. Hi, Jillian.
Hi.
How old are you?
Whatever arbitrary age Timmy is right now, I don't know.
Hey, Timmy, look. Jillian's gonna be in class with you. Maybe we just found one of your people.
Do you like apples? What? I love apples. Okay.
We have some really good apples at the general store. Maybe I'll see if Timmy can bring you one tomorrow for lunch.
Oh, you work at the general store? I'll admit, I am still new and not 100% sure where that is. I am running low on groceries, as one may say.
Oh, well, you definitely need to come on over. Our town is not that big. You can't miss it. Just head down to Main Street, and it's one of the most prominent buildings on the street. You should swing by after you drop Jillian off. I can help you get set up, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. If you don't mind, maybe I can just, if I don't want to be too forward, but I could walk with you over there, and that.
Oh.
If you weren't going there, that's fine.
Sure. No, I usually head there right after dropping off Timmy anyway. So.
Okay. Then you hear, "Hey, I can throw a knife." Like, he's talking to Jillian.
Yeah. Timmy, remember we have things that we talk about at home, and then we have things that we talk about at school. Okay?
Oh, I don't throw knives.
He's a character.
It might do Jillian good. I don't know if don't want to dump everything on you, but I don't know. It seems like Timmy might brighten up her world after what happened with her mom. So anyway, we'll go with and like at that point, like you guys make it to St. Ignace, and then it's like you can see Caleb there with dropping Sarah off, as Sarah like turns and she's like like all excited and runs over to like Timmy, and just like they're just like, "Timmy, hey, hey. It's like, and they just like go, and she's like, this is Jillian. And like Sarah looks over. Oh man, why am I doing 3 characters?
Like
Talking
all
with
the
myself.
kids.
This is the prologue, but all played by me. It was like, oh, hey, Jillian. Hey, do you like apples? What? and like, yeah, then finally, like, Miss Kelly comes out, and she's just like, okay, rascals, get in there. Oh, hello there, Ashley. I forgot your last name. That she wouldn't call him by his first name. Hello there, Mr. Carter. Yeah. I know you guys just got in this week, and yeah, if you need any help with all that, with anything, just let us know, and we'll make sure that little Jillian here gets all acquainted. It seems like, well, she's met the more eccentric students.
Miss Kelly, you know they keep your life interesting. You wouldn't trade them for anything.
It reminds me of a time almost 15-ish years ago. I think. I don't know. I'm trying to remember. I don't know where we're at now with how.
Yeah,
long
probably.
ago it was
Actually, we're like mid-20s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like the old crew. Anyway, and yeah, that reminds me in the prologue that she had a kid, and the kid has not been brought up ever since.
It's like my dog. My missing dog, the missing kid.
Yeah, they're all thrown in the same closet. So,
Somebody's gonna open this closet at some point, and all these kids and dogs and everything is just gonna come piling
all
out.
the forgotten NPCs. Uncle Buster, what are you doing there? I don't know, man. All I know is if I got discovered, I'm dying.
Talk about skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, it's just a closet full of dead clowns. Well, that's one problem gone. Hey, there's Percy. Hey, I don't know how I got here either.
Aww.
Percy just killed everybody. If you guys don't understand that joke, go back and listen to the chapter before this, and then come back and laugh with us.
Yeah, listen to it all over again.
So, yeah. So anyway, like, Miss Kelly's just like, okay, well, let's get in there. As like Timmy's just like, I'm gonna show everyone that I can throw a knife, and as he just kind of runs, and this guy's just like, what?
Sarah,
Okay.
come over to the general store after school, and I'll give you that apple that Timmy, I think, ate. Sorry about that, but I've got one with your name on it. All right, honey?
Okay, yeah, I'm used to eating my apples. Jillian, you should come with us too.
Yeah, Jillian, you can come on over later if your dad says that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I need to go find a job anyway, so yeah, I'll meet you there, honey. And she's like, okay, okay. And like this kind of like confused / smile as like Sarah like just like, Uncle Caleb, I found a friend, and like is just like half dragging Jillian. She's at this bewildered child, just like towards the thing, as Miss Kelly's like, oh no. And we'll fade from that scene as we now go to one final scene. We hear like the clicking of like dress shoes on a tile floor with like not a lot of like sound dampening materials in there. So it's quiet as a pristine Skip Thompson makes his way through winding and like confusing hallways to the untrained eye. As you turn a couple corners and make your way up to a door labeled the CIC. You enter in there and you see your commanding officer, which you know as, and now I forgot all the rankings of the military, so I'm pretty sure we'll go with Captain. I think Captain is pretty high up there. Would definitely be over you. We'll do Captain. Wow, my brain just erased every name that was in my brain. Yeah. O'Neill. We have Captain O'Neill, and he's like, Corporal Thompson?
I was just saying, Skip comes to stiff attention and throws a salute and says, Corporal Thompson reporting for duty.
Yeah, how do you, sir? How do you, soldier?
He drops into a parade stance.
All right. And he's like, okay, we heard from your superiors of how you've been performing on the field, and I think you are ready for your first solo mission. If you choose to accept, we need you to go to Centralia, Pennsylvania. We, as you know, we are in the middle of World War II. It wasn't called World War II at that point, I think.
The Great War at that point?
It was pretty cool. I remember watching the documentaries. It was before we really got any of those pesky journalists in there. Okay, let's rewind. No propaganda here. But yes, it's like, no, we are... For everybody listening, we are now in the current year that this game will be taking place. It is now what you can see on a calendar on the back wall that it's like May 10th, 1943. As Captain O'Neill looks at you and he's just, we're gonna send you on a pretty standard mission. Pretty simple. We need you to go to Centralia, Pennsylvania, and we need you to do just a supply. Pretty much tell us what they have, what's going on. We need to know. In short, we need to know what all these mines are going, like as we're all doing the great fight against the Axis, but we need to help our allies, and we gotta make sure that everyone's doing their part, even these small remote towns. There seems to be a little bit of strange, more oddities, so keep your wits about you. And soldier, what is maybe a little bit more important than just seeing what's there. In these small towns, there seems to be hives for societies of the secret sort. We need you, if you find any information or any, I guess, whispers or even rumors of any organizations like this, we must find it and crush it. We can't have spies or anything getting into the heart of America. Can we trust you with this mission?
So as this conversation, or as these orders have been laid out to Skip, initially, if you knew him well, you would have seen the faintest look of either disappointment or his opinion of the task being given to him as underneath him for simply having to run a simple supply mission. But at the news of looking for potential spies or, a little bit more intrigue, he perks up and responds to his commanding officer, "Sir, anything I can do for the military, I will be more than happy to do. I'm willing to give my all. You can absolutely depend on me. I will give this mine my thorough reconnaissance, and if there is any unseen activity or any foreign intelligence amongst this area, you can be sure I will root it out."
And soldier, I'm not your father. I'm used to talking to other characters.
That is weird.
Yes. Everyone's my son in the military. But he's like, soldier, we don't do this for the military. We do this for the best of America.
Sir, yes, sir.
That's right. The best nation ever to exist. I don't think we really believed that until after World War II, but we're pretty flippin' awesome. Never mind. So, anyway, he gives you that mission. He's just like, do this for America. You'll pretty much you'll go down, meet with the quartermaster. He'll give you your equipment and your pretty much everything you'll need for travel there. I believe you might be getting one of our new vehicles, but most importantly, remember, we Americans, that we might not be fighting the good fight over there, but we are making sure that everybody, no matter what position or where they're at, is serving to the best of their ability. Even in small, rural crap towns like Centralia, PA. Who would want to live there? Anyway, soldier, you're dismissed. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me or the well, I guess you wouldn't contact the quartermaster. If there's anything, contact the office here, and we will make sure we can either get you back up or more information as quick as possible.
Skip throws out another salute with a sir, yes, sir, and spins smartly on his heel and briskly walks out the door.
Yeah, sorry, in my head. So I was gonna say this, but I'm like, no, that wouldn't make sense. But for anybody, because nobody would know because they weren't listening to the earlier thing. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come up multiple times. But Skip has like a 90 in appearance, so he's like an Adonis. and I'm pretty much like imagining Captain O'Neill's like, that is one beautiful man. We couldn't send the face of America to war. So, yeah. So all that happens. We see all these scenes. But you know what? I think we need one more normal hook. One little hook to get us into the vibe of this whole episode. Pretty much May. I think it would be that's Monday, so 19. So yeah, May, as my brain can't do math. Actually, no, we can do it on this. May 19th, 1943. It is a Monday. The quiet town of Centralia. We kind of see an over the shot as the sun rises. Men go to the mines. Shortly after, kids are escorted by parents to school, to St. Ignace, as they go to their jobs. It is a normal quiet day until we hear the sound of sirens. Police sirens going off as a couple of deputies race up towards a mine. A familiar mine that we have heard of, up in where almost 9 years ago they found a new branch. We see just miners, not underage people, but people of the mine, going through, like, just the workers in there, out of breath, tired, and some are bleeding and like holding wounds as this almost bestial screams come from inside as the cops, as the 2 deputies kind of slowly walk into this mine, as they see they see a few things. They see Buck Kelly bleeding on the floor, out cold, as his body's just crumpled in a corner, and over top of him is this man hunched over, eyes unfocused, heavy, crazy breathing, and just almost this kind of like this, his screams kind of stopped, and like the deputies are like, "Sir, put your pickaxe down, put the axe down, as they're like drawing their guns. It's like, we don't want to shoot." As like we hear like this man just like, yeah, and like his breathing steadies, and he straightens up, and he like looks confused as he straightens up, and like kind of rubs his head as he gets tackled to the ground and cuffed by these 2 cops, as a paramedic comes in and helps Buck away into the hospital, to where shortly afterward the rumors begin to churn, as it seems like somebody has been going crazy at the mine. All while we hear over the radio, "My name's Kyle Giuseppe, and a vote for me is a better Centrilia. And for the war. Vote for me, people." We'll fade to black. That was a really good time for the music to stop.
I said that lined up perfect.
Yeah. So, thank you everyone for watching, listening, or whatever. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I got a knife.
I can throw knives.
What a terror.